Vande Vrindavanacharam Vallavi Janavallabham Jayanti Sambhavam Dhama Vaijayanti Vibhushanam. We finished the 41st Sloka. Itite Bhutadharinya Nisrishtarthaha Divaukasaha Aviduhu Tat Priyasyaiva Tadbhara Haranam Kshamam. Bhuma Devi arrives there and she conveys her problems to the Devas, including Brahma. Brahma and the Devas are all standing there. Meru Madhyam Praptaha Tatra Brahmadi Devataha Santi. Tan Prati, she conveys to them all of what she is going through. They all decide that only Vishnu can take care of this issue, right? So the next shloka is they think about Narayana and do a stotram for him, and then he appears. It goes on. So Puraskritya Jagadbhaptrin Manasopi Purassaraha Dugdodhadi Shayam Devam Duram Etya Abhitushtubuhu. Duram Etya from a distance itself. So Suduram Gatva. They go from Meru mountain to Kshirabdhi. And there, Duram Etya, having gone for a long distance, they went there and they looked at the Lord Viṣṇu, who was lying down on this ocean, Dugdodhadi, Parkadalla. Right? So Dugdodhadi Shayi la Shayam, Dugdodhadi Shayam Devam, one who was sleeping illa, Yoga Nidra. க்ஷீரசாகரத்துல படுத்துட்டு இருக்கிறவர் யோக நித்ரேம்பா நம்மளுக்கு மாதிரி தூக்கம் இல்லை அவருக்கு. ஜகத்தாத்ரீம் புரஸ்கிருத்ய மனசோபி புரஸ்ஸராஹா தே தேவாஹா. That devaha is not here. We take it from the earlier shloka. So the gods, all the devas, purassaraha, manasopi purassaraha, with their mind, or they were faster than even their mind. And they placed Bhuma Devi in front of them because the one who has the issue has to be present there for Vishnu to understand what the issue is. So they placed her in front of them. Puraha kritva, so puraskritya. Jagat dhatri atratu bhumyaha nama. So jagatam dhatri na valakkaraval nartho. She is a poshika, one who nurtures the entire world. So nurturing the entire world na pathomna, because the men are present here on this bhumi and by their sacrifices, you find that devas are all living there. Atra ye papapunyam kurvanti, te tu tatra swargam gatva athava narakam gatva anubhavanti. So the mattavaloda porpo nadakkiradollo. Adanala Bhuma Devi, anybody who stays, she not only nurtures the people in her as Vishnu's Patni also, she is supposed to take care of the entire world in this manner. So Jagaddatrim Puraskritya, having placed Bhuma Devi in front of them, Manasaha api Purassaraha, those who were faster than even the mind, their speed was faster than the mind. So Purassaraha, those who went even further than or even faster than the mind, Devaha, Duram Metya, having gone for a long distance, Dugdodadishayam Devam, Kshirasagare Sthitam Devam Narayanam, Abhitushtubuhu. Tushtubuhu stotram akurvan. So toshayati, I think இது வந்து stauti. Yes, stauti is the lat lakara and tushtubuhu would be your lit lakara. Abhi is the upasarga. சரியா? प्रतिपदार्थं படிங்க.
प्रतिपदार्थः जगद्धात्रीं भूमिं पुरस्कृत्य अग्रे कृत्वा मनसः अपि Manasasyapi.
Because Manasam is in Napunsakalinga, so you have this Akarantam Padam. This is in Sakaranta Padam.
Purassaraha Agragaminaha Santaha Arthat Manovega Vegamapyatitya.
Manovegam api atitya vegavantaha. They had a speed which was atitya, which had surpassed even the speed of mind.
Okay. Vegavantah. Devaha brahmadayah duram etya suduram gatva. Correct?
Yeah, I would put this in bracket because this is not there in the shloka.
Oh, okay.
Etya is the dhatu here is
In gatau. Duram is a gati sanya, is it? It's not a upasarga. It's lyabanta rupam etya.
Ang upasarga in dhatu so lyabantam etya.
Oh, okay. Duram a plus in plus yap. Okay.
Suduram gatva dugdodadishayam devam ksheerabdhisayinam narayanam abhitushtuhu. இதுதான் வந்து it was the abhi tui sutau lit prathama purusha bahuvachanam.
Yes.
And where are we?
Nana
vidhai stotraihi stuvanti sma.
So they praised him with different kinds of stotras.
Okay. Tatascha te devaha bhumimagre nidhaya.
அப்படியே அர்த்தம் சொல்லிட்டு வந்துருங்க. Say the meaning of clause by clause. Yeah.
Okay. Tatascha te devaha bhumimagre nidhaya. Those devas bhumimagre, they went to Bhuma Devi and they
so nidhayana having placed bhumi agre in the forefront. Nidhaya sthapya. Sthapya.
Manovegamapi nirjitya mahata vegena suduram. So faster than the speed of thought.
Nirjitya here would be even defeating the speed of mind.
Oh, nirjitya defeating the speed of mind. Mahata vegena suduram is very far away. Kshirodadhe uttara tataparyantam gatva went to the edge of the tataparyantam edge of the
bank.
Ocean. Bank.
So here uttara tatam the northern bank of Ksheerabdi.
But that is not there in the
it's not there.
It is okay. Kshirodadhe uttara tataparyantam gatva narayanam vakshyamana prakarena bahuvidaihi stotraihi stuvanti sma.
So vakshyamana prakaram is in the following manner that is going to be said.
Oh, okay. Vakshyamana prakaram. Okay.
So puraskritya jagadhatrim manasopi purassaraha dugdodadhi shayam devam durametya abhitushtuvuhu. Okay.
Madhya, that northern part, is that way his head is when he is doing the Kshirabdi.
Is this very close to that Duryodhana and Yudhishthira question? Am I correct in understanding that, assessing that?
I don't know.
Because Krishna was lying down and they wanted to come and ask help. Duryodhana was sitting at the head and the Yudhishthira was sitting at the feet. So he saw Yudhishthira first, so he gave him that I will, or Arjuna, whoever. So he said, I will come. Yeah. And Duryodhana
so that means north is where he is keeping his feet. That won't make sense, right? Because
no idea. இது ஏதோ சொந்தமா வந்து அந்த வியாக்கியாதா is giving that too. This is not even there in Appe Dikshita's Vyakyanam, nor in the Tamil translation. Okay.
In fact, so patalnaka Srirangamla, Srirangam temple runs north-south, and Vishnu is exactly across of that.
Perpendicular, east-west.
Perpendicular, yes. It's actually east-west.
Yeah, nice. Because we are not supposed to keep the head on the north and the feet on the south.
Yes, because you know why?
Yeah, the magnetic poles.
Adu vandu scientific
and Yama is there, and we are not supposed to keep Yama.
Or it's sort of an indication that you are going to go to death. And the madri. something like that. So
விநாயகரை வச்சு சொல்லுவா இல்லையா, அந்த தலைய வெட்டிட்டா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, அந்த ஏதோ ஒரு அந்த இன்னொரு தலையை கொண்டு யாரு தட்சிணனா படுத்துட்டு இருக்காளோ அவ தலையை கொண்டு வாங்கன்னு சொல்லி.
Okay, okay.
அப்படி கூட ஒரு ஏதோ ஒரு கதை.
But Vinayaka is also the same stories.
Okay.
Example. Yeah.
அது எனக்கு தெரியல. But this, if you take it as, if you take it as how he is in Sri Rangam, east west na, if they come and stand either in north or the south, he will see them. Adanala.
Correct. But there is no rule that he has to either look left or right, because in different temples he looks left or right from north, the east west.
No, when we are getting up after sleeping, we are supposed to lean towards the left side and then get up. We are not supposed to get up from the right side.
If you go to a temple called Tiruppernagar near Trichy, Mahavishnu is lying down and he is actually looking in the same direction but looking from the other side.
Okay.
Appakodathan is like that.
Appakodathan, எனக்கு அந்த பேரு தெரியும். இதுதான் தெரியும். I didn't know that name.
இது திருப்பேர்நகர்.
அது தெரியாது.
அது அப்படிதான் திவ்ய தேசம் is called திருப்பேர்நகர். Appakodathan is there. Yeah.
சுவாமி பேரு இல்லையா? Yeah, I've gone there. நல்ல பெருசா இருக்கும், ஸ்ரீரங்கம் மாதிரி அங்க. சுவாமி. Okay. पुरस्कृत्य जगद्धात्रीं मनसोऽपि पुरस्सराः दुग्धोदधिशयं देवं दूरमेत्य अभितुष्टुवुः. Now the स्तोत्र प्रकारः starts. त्रिवेदी मध्य दीप्ताय त्रिधाम्ने पंचहेतये वरदाय नमस्तुभ्यं बाह्यांतर हविर्भुजे. Namaha. Everything goes with namaha here. So because namaha governs fourth case, namaswasti, swaha, swadhalam, all of these, any word that connects with namaha, you have to put it in chaturthi vibhakti. So all of these chaturthi vibhakti are adjectives to varadaha. Varadaha here is Bhagavan Narayana. Trivedi madhya deeptaya. Trivedi, trayanam vedanam samaharaha trivedi. A combination of all the three Vedas. Usually they discount Atharvana Veda. They take only Rig Vedas, Yajurveda and Samaveda. Atharvana Veda is a little later Veda nu solva illa. The shakhas are different. So there is a more of stress on Vamamargam there. So in general they only take these three Vedas, but for every sacrifice you will have one representative from the Atharvana Veda also. Trivedi madhya deeptaya, so one who is present, prakashamanaha stitaha, so he is luminescent in the Vedas, in the sense that the import of the three Vedas is Bhagavan, is Narayana. That's it. So Trivedi madhye deeptaha saha. The next is Tridhama. Tridhama again refers to the three places where he is present. One is Kshirasagara madhye vidyamanaha, is present as Narayana in the middle of the ocean, Kshirasagara. And then Surya Mandala Varti api vartate, Surya Narayanaha iti. So you take adenna and the Sandhyavandana mantrathula varume. Surya Mandala madhye.
Namasavitre jagadeka chakshushe.
Alla Kiriti. அதுலதானே
த்ரை மாயாய திரிகுணாத்மதாரிணே விரிஞ்சி நாராயண சங்கராத்மனே.
விரிஞ்சி நாராயண இல்ல கிரீட்டி அதெல்லாம்
வரும். சங்கராத்மனே தேய சதா சவித்ரி மண்டல மத்தியவர்த்தி நாராயண சாரதி ஜாசன சன்னிவிஷ்டः கேயூரவான் மகரகுண்டலவான் கிரண்மய வப்புஹு திருத சங்க சக்கரः.
That's the one. So mandala, Surya mandala antarvarti saha iti. So that is one of his place. So one is Kshirasagaram, the other is Surya mandala antarvarti saha. Every adjective there in that shloka goes to Narayana, but you also tell him, say that you praise him as someone who is present within that Surya mandala. Adityaha.
So the Tridhama is not the three major configurations you see Vishnu in, is it?
Like what?
Vishnu, either you find நின்றான் இருந்தான் கிடந்தான் இல்லையா?
அது நம்ம தமிழ்ல கண்டிப்பா அதுவும் உண்டு. அது தவிர இன்னொன்னு சொல்றேன், see every adjective here it is not enough if you just say one meaning to it இல்லையா? So the way he avarudiya swarupam dhama iti swarupa arthe vartate, then you can also form an artham eduthikalam. So you can also take the meaning of place. Where does he exist? So there is Sri Ksheerasagaram, Surya Mandalavarti. The other one is Paramapadam. Paramapadam is Vaikuntham. That is his ultimate place. So all three places, three dhama iti prakasha swarupa. So there are three forms of light in this world. So he is of the form of Surya, Chandra and Agni. Agni rupena vartate. So three dhama also means tejas, tejo rupam. அப்புறம் நீங்க சொன்னது மூன்று ஃபார்ம் ஸ்வரூபம்
என்னது? Can you repeat that Tamil? What I didn't get it.
நின்றான்,
one who is standing. Irundan, I think, is one who is sitting. Kidandan is one who is lying down.
What does it signify?
நின்றான்ங்கிறச்சு ராமர், if you see in Madurantakam, he is a standing position.
Standing. Kodanrama.
Kodanrama. Kidandanangarche, it is in Srirangam where he is lying down, or even in Appakuduttan, this other place. There are many places where he is Sriranganatha iti Ananta Shayana Rupaha Saha. And then Okkanda Madri. There are many places where you have Vishnu who is in the sitting position.
Yeah, I mean the three dhamas. This is pretty. He's also called Trivikrama, right? So this the Sri and Vishnu always go together, like
Shiva also.
Even with Shiva also. With even this Panchaheta you have. Okay, also it goes with Shiva as well. All of these.
Yes. Yeah. Panchahetaye is 5 weapons. The 5 weapons are Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Dhanus and Khadga. So his Shankam is Sudarshana Chakram. Sorry, Sudarshana Chakram. Shankha is Panchajanya. Huh?
Shankha Lakshmi Pate is the...
இல்ல நான் சொல்றது அதோட பேரு. The names of the 5 weapons, each weapon is actually not just a weapon, but every one of those weapon is a Vyuhavataram of...
Shankha is Panchajanyam.
Shankha is Panchajanyam, Chakram is Sudarshanam. Gada.
Kaumudi is Gada.
Kaumodaki.
Kaumodaki.
Kaumodaki. Khadgam. Nandakam.
Nandakam, okay.
Nandakam is his Khadga. Knife. Kaustuba mani illa. Dhanus adutadu. Dhanus enna?
Kaustubam is not mani?
Sharanga Dhanu.
Sharangamanam Villendi. So the Kaustuba mani is just an ornament that he has. So that doesn't come under Panchaheti. Heti, Ayudham, weapons.
For Shiva, what are the 5 Panchahetaye?
Idhula irke Shulapani, Parashu. இப்பதான் அதுல பாத்துட்டேன்.
Karuland.
Man, Maru and இதெல்லாம் இருக்குல்ல, அதுல there are 5 weapons that he has. Parashu, Shulam, Maru, Dhanus, Pinakam, அப்புறம் தெரியல, பார்த்து சொல்றேன். டக்குன்னு ஞாபகம் வரல.
you're saying Kaustubam is not a Pancha.
It's not an Ayudham. It is an Alankarana Vastu, like Vanamala. Okay. அடுத்தது பாஹ்யாந்த்.
With Shiva you also say Panchasayaka, right?
That is not அது 5 arrows வந்து மன்மதா. Panchasayaka Ripuhu is Shiva.
Panchasayaka Ripuhu, but
ஆமா, நீங்க எதுல வேணாலும் பாருங்க, பஞ்சசாயக்கான்னு தனியா நிக்காது. It is an epithet for Manmatha because Manmatha has 5 arrows and one who destroyed Manmatha, so it will go to Shiva. அதோட நிக்காது.
Dhanu is Sharangi, is it?
Sharangam Dhanuhu. So Sharangam asya asti iti Sharangi goes to Vishnu. It is an epithet for Vishnu, one who has Sharanga. Sharanga Dhanva. So Sharangam iti Dhanuhu yasya saha. Sharanga Dhanva. Narayana again.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Bhashyantara Havir Bhuje. one who enjoys both the havis that is Bahyam and Antaram. This is also a very nice form of looking at Vishnu, because you're looking at him as both Saguna Rupam and Nirguna Rupam. One is Sagunam in the sense of doing Karmakanda. When you are performing yagas, you do a Bahya Havis. The oblation that you put in the fire is Bahyam, which is done outside of the body. So, Bahya Havir, any Havis that you put, Agni takes that and gives it to that particular Devata. But each of those Devatas, the Antaryami there in that Devata is Vishnu, and it ultimately goes to Vishnu. Very similar to Sarvadeva Namaskaram, Keshavam Pratigacchati. Very similar manner. Vishnu is also called as the Yajna Purusha. If you take the Varahamurti and the description of Varahamurti, he is called Yajna Varahamurti. Every part of his body is equated to a part of the Yajna, the yaga itself. If you take charu or the ghee that you put in, or the oblation that you put in, the vedi, everything is equated to Yajna Varahamurti. There is a stotram in Bhagavatam called Yajnavaraha Stotram. It starts with Jitam Jitam Te Jita Yajna Bhavana iti. If you read through that, there are a couple of shlokas where he compares each and every part of the Yajnavaraha Murti to the parts in the sacrifice. So,
in Veda Vakas Yajno vai Vishnu. And that's why we have many common name in South India is like Yajna Narayana. Right?
Correct. Exactly. So, Bahya Havir Bhuk Saha. Bhunakti iti Bhuk, one who eats. So, one who enjoys.
So, I was thinking when you say Bahya, and you said those are the things that, that go into the Yajna, like the charu and the ghee, etc. And Antarhavi, I was thinking more of the input from the senses into the mind, which is going into the Atman as the Antar.
And he is the Antaryami, which prompts the Jiva. இது வந்து கீதையில வருது இல்லையா? பிரம்மார்ப்பணம் பிரம்மஹவிஹி பிரம்மாக்னௌ பிரம்மணாஹுதம் பிரம்மைவ தேன கந்தவ்யம் பிரம்ம கர்ம சமாதினா. அதோட எக்ஸாம்பிள் இங்க இல்லையா? அந்தர ஹவிர் புஜே. Everything, whatever you eat, whatever you experience through the sense organs, everything is with respect to the Atman here. The Chaitanya Swarupam is absent, then you cannot experience anything within. Without, okay, we understand what is outside, but within the body experience so many things. It can experience only because of the presence of the consciousness. Without the Chaitanya Swarupam, it cannot experience all of these things. A shava or a corpse cannot understand any of this. And which prompts that in Vishishta, I'm going by the Vishishtadvaita philosophy, wherein Vishnu or the Paravasudeva is the Antaryami in all of the Jiva. He is the inner controller. This Paravasudeva is even beyond the Ishvara Tattvam of Vishnu. So, just as how we call Parabrahma Swarupam iti in Advaita, the same manner in Vishishta Advaita, we call the Supreme as Paravasudeva. Saeva Antaryamitaya Vidyate Sarveshu api Jiveshu. And everything that this Jiva experiences, it is in turn being experienced by Paramatma himself, or that Paravasudeva. So, Antara Havir Bhuk iti Tasmai Namaha. Adu in the Varadangarthukku, Varadaha is our we have to take that as the Visheshya Padam. Right? We need everything else is a Visheshanam. Then whom is it being addressed to? Varadaha Saha iti. So they Devas start off their stotra itself not by saying Narayana or Vishnu, Sarvavyapi Vishnu, or Narayana, one who is the Antaryami of everybody, Tatha Nasti. They are placing their request in the first Padam itself. That is their Visheshya Padam, which is Varadaha. We have come here for a Varam, for a boon. So you are the fit person to give us that boon. Right? So, Varam Varadaya Namaha.
Madam, you started off with this discussion on Agni, right? As in the Tridhamne, is it, or?
Tridhamne la vandu, I said the three prakashaha tu trayaha vartante. There are three kinds of prakasha, luminescence. What are those three? Usually call it as Surya, Chandran and Agni. அதுதானே முக்கண்ணனுக்கு சொல்றோம். The three eyes of Devi Lalita or the three eyes of Shiva are actually Agni, Surya, Agni and Chandra Swarupa. Here Vishnu himself is existent as these three forms.
Okay.
அதனால த்ரி பிரகாஷ ஸ்வரூப இது. அது இல்ல
when you say Agni, there are actually the Jwala is about Sapta Jwala. Yeah, at least that's what was there in the
சப்த ஜுவாலா இருக்கலாம். ஆனா 3 அக்னி, கார்ஹபத்தியம், தக்ஷிணம் அண்ட் ஒன் மோர். எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் அந்த மூணாவது மாத்திரம் அது போயிடுறது. ஆஹவனீயம், கார்ஹபத்தியம் and dakshinam. These are the three forms of Agni. If you want to take Dhama as Agni, then you can say he is of the form of the three Agnis also. Because we have mentioned the sacrifice in the first one, where we said Trivedi Madhyadiptaya, Tridhamne can also mean Tatra Deepti Rupena Yaha Agnihi.
What are three? Ekavaram Puna Vadatu.
Trivedi Madhyadiptaya garche three Vedas. So the three Vedas are useful in the Karma Kandam, and one who is the purport of all the three Vedas is Narayana. Now when you move to the sacrifice part, because three dhama can mean three different things here. If you take it as dhama is Agni, then you take it as the three Agni forms, which is Garhapatya, Ahvaniya and Dakshina.
Dakshina, okay.
Dakshina. These are the three forms of Narayana, or three Swarupam. Tamil eduthindomna, and the moon, one who is standing, lying down, and he is also seen as sitting down in many places. So Tridhama. Tridhama can mean position. Padam, Sthanam, iti, Dhama. What are all the Vasasthalam? What are the three Vasasthalam for Vishnu? You take it as Ksheerasagara, Surya Mandalam and Paramapadam.
I think it is exactly the opposite. You said when we read Trivedi Madhyagara. So Vedi meaning sacrificial altar. The three sacrificial altars. Trivedi Madhya Deepta is shining in the fire in those three altars. Which is once again Dakshinayana, the
adu paravaliye.
Trivedi Madhya Deeptaya. So he's the fire who's burning in the middle of those three altars. And then he's the Tridhaman, what you reach through the goal of the yajna that you do in those three. He's the Tridhaman. And so now you see the fire that is burning on Deeptaya, and then you see the goal of the yajna, right? So it's amazing that you could read this in so many ways.
அதுதான் தேசிகரோடது. சும்மா சாதாரணமா அவர் வந்து ஒரு adjectives, he's just thrown some adjectives இல்ல. அந்த வரதா வேற எனக்கு ரொம்ப appealing ஆ இருந்தது. As a பரிகர அங்குரம். Contextually
the concept the yajna concept is shining everywhere, right? The Havir Bhujaha, so the concept of the yajna is there. Trivedi yajna, Tridhaman, okay, yajna, everywhere the yajna is shining through.
And that is the first avataram, yeah. Varaha avataram is the first avataram that is being described in Bhagavatam. If you take Puranas, generally they first, because Bhumi has totally sunk and Manu doesn't find any place to start his Praja Utpatti. So Varaha avatara comes and takes out the Bhumi and places it on the water. Then Praja Utpatti starts. That's how creation starts. So Yajnavaraha Murti is the principal avataram. When we list the Dashavatara, we say Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, etc., etc.
Hari, can you just repeat your point on this yajna?
The word Vedi means altar, sacrificial altar, which is the three sacrificial altars. So if you look at the three altars, the Garhapatya altar is the one that's in the fire, where you do all the Griha Karyams, the Shrauta Sutras and the Griha. There are two kinds of sutras.
Griha Sutras.
So the sutras are broken into two kinds, right? For use within the rites in the home, which you do in the Garhapatya Agni. And then for the Pitru Karyam, you use the Dakshinayana Agni, because that is to the southern world. Dakshinayana, right? So that's
Dakshina,
Dakshina. And the Agni is called Dakshinayana.
Dakshina Agni, avladha. Dakshinayanam is Ayanam. It's the
Dakshinayana is the movement, yeah. Dakshina Agni. So that's this, and that is in the shape of a half circle. The one in the home is in the shape of a full circle. The Gare Patagni, the altar, the Vedi is in the full circle, and second one is the half circle, and then the final one where you do the Ahavaniya, for all the Devakaryams, that is in the shape of a square. So you have significance to the geometry also for the three altars.
Thanks. Yeah, that
That's nice.
I can recollect it. Got it.
We'll go over the. Actually, I have one Tamil Vyakyanam also for this, which is Adlavar Podrar Antaram Havihi Swikurvan Atmanameva Varam Dadati. He connects both the Antara Havir book and Varada and says he takes the Jiva. There is a Prapatti concept in Vishishtadvaitam where you completely give yourself to him. He takes the Jiva as the Havis and gives himself as the Varam. That is, you get total Sayujyam, Samipyam, Salokam, everything.
This Varadaha, this meaning, actually in one of the Vaishnavite discourses I've heard this. Antaram Havihi Swikurvan.
Pratipadartham padikirala. Quick, we'll just go over
Trivedi Madhyadiptaya. Trayanam Vedanam Samaharaha Trivedi. Tasyah Madhye Deeptaya Prakashamanaya.
Generally, the Samahara Dvigu will be in Strilingam. There are certain cases where it can be in Napunsakalingam also.
Tasyaha Madhye Deeptaya Prakashamanaya. Shining brightly in between the three Vedas or whatever it symbolizes, right? Panchahetayah Shankachakra Gada Sharanga Khadgadhanu Rupanyayudhani. Yasya. Those are the 5 weapons that he holds. Tasmai Panchayudhaya Varadaya Bhaktanam Ipsita Pradaya.
Ipsitam is Ishtam, Abhipsitam.
Yeah. Somebody who attracts. Bahyantara.
Desire, la. Ipsitam is desired. One who gives the desired for the bhaktas, devotees.
Okay. Bahyantara Havir Bhujehe. Bahyam.
Antara. So Bahyantara.
Bahyantara Havir Bhuje. The term
Purodasha is the cake madri one.
The rice cakes that are made when you do the traditional yajna, you make rice cakes. Those rice cakes, there's a special rich way in which you make them. They are cooked on the pot shards, the kapalas, the
Sharava.
The kapalas, which are the pot shards. You're cooked those cakes on those pot shards, and that is the purodasha, which you offer ritually into the fire.
It's the habis.
If you look at this thing, it gave a very complicated meaning. I didn't quite follow the meaning.
Pura
adav dashyate diyate iti. Puras dashridane equipment.
That which is given in front.
Yeah, given first into the fire.
Purodashadikam antaram jivarupam cha yadhavihi.
Yadhavihi. Ha becomes dha.
Homadravyam tasya ubhayasyapi bhakshayutuhu.
One who eats
both
basically enjoys.
Tubhyam te tridhamne trini dhamani kshirasagara surya mandala paramapada rupani. So that is vasasthanani yasya tadrishaya purushottamaya. So that is all the 4th case. Tadrishaya purushottamaya namaha namaskaraha.
Okay.
Bhavaha vedavedyaya panchayudhaya varadaya purodashadi bahya havishah jiva rupantara havishascha Okay, both Jiva Rupantara Havi. Okay.
The Havis
Be
which
right
is
as well
in the
as,
form of the inner Jiva, and the
inner
Havis
Jiva.
which is in the form of Purodasha, which is outside.
So this Jiva Rupantara is what you actually explained as the meaning of Varadaha, right?
Varadam.
Sankaram Havihi Svikurvan. Okay.
Yes.
Bhoktre Kshirasagara Surya Mandala Paramapada Rupadhama Trayavate Purushottamaya.
Te namaha. So Dhamatraya Van. Dhamatraya Trayam Asya Asti iti Dhamatrayavan. Dhamatrayavate becomes in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Okay. Now there are a couple of Visheshas here. So Varan
Dadati. Varan
Varadaha.
Dadati iti Varadaha. Bahyan Antarancha Havir Bhumte iti Bahyantara Havir Bhuk.
There is also Upapada Samasa.
Prapadana Rupa Yagne. Prapadanam
na Prapatti. So Prapadana. Prapatti, Sharanagati. There is a difference between Sharanagati, Prapatti. Adalla avalukku vandu a lot of technical differences are there. நமக்கு வந்து பிராக்டிகலா பார்த்தோம்னா சரணாகதியும் பிரபத்தியும் ஒரே மாதிரி இருக்கும். It will seem the same, but it's not. Sharanam iti agataha. Prapatti is one step higher than Sharanagati. It's a complete total surrender. More than Sharanagati. So Prapadana Rupa Yagne in Prapatti, in the Yajnam sacrifice in the form of Prapatti, Jivasya eva Havi Rupatvam Uchyate. Jiva himself becomes the Havis there. Tasmat Jivaha Antaram Havihi.
Very good.
Yeah.
Tubhyam Namaha. Namaha Padayogat Tubhyam iti Chaturthi Upada Vibhaktihi. Atra Tridhamne iti Shabdat Agnerapi Pratito api Panchahetaye Ityadi Visheshana Bala.
Idu na padichindu vandurren apdiye, because this is Alankaram. He is talking about Vyatireka Alankara. Now he has to talk about the difference between. See, just as how we were explaining, it reminds us about Agni here. Yeah. Tridhamne iti shabdat. Because of the word Tridhama, Agnehe api pratitau. The idea of Agni comes to our mind. Panchahetaye ityadi visheshana balat Agni apekshaya bhagavataha vailakshanyasya vyajyamanatvat. There is a difference between Agni and Bhagavan here. In fact, Bhagavan is, Vishnu is shown superior to Agni here. Right? Vyatireka is usually Vyatirekaha Visheshaschet Upamana Upameyayoho. The definition of Vyatireka Alankara is, it is not just showing a difference, but you are actually, our standard of comparison is Upamanam. Right? Upamanam is your standard of comparison, and Upameya is that which you are going to describe. Usually, this Upamanam will be at a higher position. It will be like an epitome of that. It's like, that's why I said it's the standard of comparison. But when you are trying to compare with another thing, but you are saying that your Upameyam is a little better than that. The example for Vyatireka usually is, Kintu Prakriti Komalaha. Shaila iva unnataha santaha. Kintu Prakriti Komalaha. Santaha, good people, are very tall like mountain. But then they are very soft by nature. Prakriti Komalaha. You are comparing good people to mountains, but at the same time you are saying that these good people are a little better than the mountains because the mountain is extremely harsh, whereas the good people are, by nature, they are very soft-hearted.
This is like an oxymoron, no?
Oxymoron எடுத்துக்கலாமா? Like nu sollikkalam. Yeah. It's somewhat like an oxymoron. Okay,
oxymoron, but then contradiction, right? Oxymoron is completely different. It's a contradiction.
Total contradiction to oxymoron vandu Vishamaalankara.
Mighty little act. No, there's no contradiction. Mighty little atom. Mighty as something, little as something, and it's an atom. So
that's not an oxymoron. Oxymoron is
an oxymoron.
Abdiya. mightyங்கிற இடத்துல you say it is powerful instead of saying big. It is not an oxymoron that way. Oxymoron is something where two aghataka padam, you're trying to connect two things which cannot connect. A square circle madri. Yeah. So here, understand Vyatireka Alankara from Vyatireka Alankara's perspective. You are comparing two things where you have an Upamanam and the Upameyam. Upamanam should be better than the Upameya always. When I say Hamsi Iva Krishna Te Kirtihi, or when I say Chandramukhi, the moon is attractive to everybody. The Mukham need not be attractive to everybody. So the moon becomes your standard of comparison. In the same way here also, Shaila Iva Unnataha. When I say tall, there is nothing taller than mountains. You have mountains as an epitome of that, or it is an indication of something which is Unnatam. But you are showing a shade of difference with the Upameya and saying this Upameya is definitely better than that Upamanam, because even though these people are also as tall as the mountains, they are very soft at heart. They don't have that hard-heartedness that a mountain has. That is our Vyatireka Alankara. In the same way here also, you're comparing Bhagavan to Agni, but you're saying Bhagavan is better than Agni.
So Upameyaha Upamanam Atishete.
Yes.
So vi atireka hai.
Yes, atireka. Visheshena atirichyate.
So if this itself in a completely different and excellent manner when compared to the standard that you're comparing it to.
Correct.
So yeah.
And this is not in our Vachyartha, but it is in the Dhvani Paksham. He has not said that Agni Riva Vartate Bhagavan Kintu Bhagavantu. That sort of an expression is not there in the Sloka. This is all something that we understand, and he is going to go over why this is. So, Bhagavataha Agnehe cha Bhedaha. What are the differences between Bhagavan and Agni here? Agnihi Uttaravedyaha Madhye eva Deepyate. I don't know how this works, but Uttaravedi is only in the northern side. I think only one Agni is there, and then you take that Agni and put it in the other places, right? Yes. So the first presence of an Agni is only in the northern Vedi. Bhagavanstu Trivedyaha Madhye Deepyate, or here Uttaravedyaha Madhye Ityukte, it is only in Karma Kandam that there is a importance for Agni, whereas you have Bhagavan who has an importance in all the sections of the Vedas, Samhita, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, and Upanishad Bhaga. அப்படி சொல்றாரான்னு நினைக்கிறேன், தெரியல. Agnischa Sapta Hetihi, Sapta Jwala. It has 7 Jwala, whereas Bhagavan only needs 5 Ayudham. He doesn't need 7 things for showing himself. Or to be supreme, he doesn't need 7 Jwala like the Agni. So the name for Agni here is Sapta Hetihi. There also he is supposed to have those 7 nak nu artham nenikkren and edathila jihva iti vartate prayah.
Sapta jihva is what you find in Amarkosha. Sapta jihva.
Ama.
Right? Yeah. It's 7 tongues of flame.
Ama. Adudha. Right. So, Sapta Hetihi, Sapta Jwalaha ityarthaha. Bhagavan tu Pancha Hetihi eva. He needs only 5 weapons. Agnihi Shri Matra Pradaha. It gives only wealth, because Agni is the place where we offer our oblations, and so Swarga Kamaha Yajeta or Pashu Kamaha Yajeta, you are always asking for some kind of wealth when you are doing the sacrifice in Agni. So, Shriyam Ichet Hutashanat. Moksham Ichet Janardanat. When you want moksha, you will have to ask of moksha from Janardana. Whereas Agni can give you only Aihika Sukham or Amishmika Sukham. It cannot give you the Apavargam, which is moksha. Agni can if you do properly using following dharma, it can give you kama and artha. That's all. Agni cannot give you moksha, whereas Bhagavan can give you all four. Bhagavanstu sarvapradaha.
That is a reference to karma kanda, right? When you say in Agni Sukha, Agnina Rayimashnavat Oshameva Divedi. So that Agni is the brings the raya wealth, right? So this thing is Shriyam
Ithed Hutashanat.
This is reference to the fact that in karma kanda, the rituals of karma kanda are supposed to bring you Aihika Sukha. It's a reference to that, right?
Or Ramushmikam also, in the sense of Swarga Kama.
Okay, fine. Aihika, okay, fine. As opposed to the Parama Padam.
Yeah, but we need a vairagyam for all that, and then only we can get Ananta Sukham, right? Anandam. If we need that bliss, then we will have to give up all this. Agnihi bahyameva havihi bhunkte bhagavanstu antaramapi bhunkte. So Agni is capable of only swallowing that which you put inside, into that outside. Bahya havir. Only purodasha, etc. But then antara jiva roopam havihi tu atra Bhagavan bhunakti iti.
It's a beautiful Alankara identification. I mean, amazing.
அதனாலதான் முன்னாடி சொல்லல, இதோட படிச்சுட்டே வந்தோம்னா இல்ல ரொம்ப ரெப்பிட்டேட்டிவா ஆயிடுமேன்னு பார்த்தேன்.
பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா இருக்கு, ரொம்ப amazing analysis.
त्रिवेदी मध्य दीप्ताय त्रिधाम्ने पंचहेतये वरदाय नमस्तुभ्यं बाह्यांतर हविर्भुजे.
இதுவே நல்ல ஸ்லோகம் போல இருக்கு.
சூப்பர் ஸ்லோகம். எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும், இந்த ஸ்தோத்திரமே ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். பிகாஸ் இட் ஆல்சோ பிரிங்ஸ் அவுட் அ லாட் ஆஃப் தி ஸ்மால் கான்செப்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் விசிஷ்டாத்வைதம். ரொம்ப அழகான ஒரு ஸ்லோகம். இந்த பஞ்சஹேத்தினாலும் வெறும் நம்ம வெப்பன்னு நினைச்சுட்டு இருக்கோம். ஆனா எவ்ரி வெப்பன் ஹேஸ் தேவதா ஸ்வரூபம் தேர். சுதர்சனத்துக்குலாம் வந்து சக்கரத்தாழ்வார் தானே சொல்றோம், ரைட்? ஸோ அந்த சுதர்சனாஷ்டகம் முடிஞ்சா படிச்சு பாருங்க. பியூட்டிஃபுல் ஸ்தோத்திரம் விச் தேசிகர் ஹஸ் ரிட்டன். எப்படி பிரதிபட்ட ஸ்ரேணி பீஷண அப்படின்னு ஆரம்பிக்கும். பிரமாதமா இருக்கும் பார்க்கணும். Okay.